When it comes to elite special forces, the mission demands more than just skill. It demands equipment that can handle the most extreme conditions imaginable. These aren't your everyday rounds. They're cartridges designed with science, precision, and adaptability that most shooters only read about. Some look ordinary, but the engineering inside is groundbreaking. Others are so advanced, they've built reputations that sound almost legendary. In this countdown, we're exploring the top 5 most insane Special Forces bullets. And trust me, number 3 is so unique, it feels like it came straight out of a movie. By the time we reach number 1, you'll see why these rounds became symbols of battlefield innovation and changed the way operators approached their missions. Number 5, MK318 Mod 001 SOST 5.56645mm. For decades, the 5.56645mm round has been the standard for U.S. forces, but the MK318 SOST changed the game in a way that many soldiers never forgot. Picture being in a dense jungle with low visibility and needing a bullet that could be designed to maintain accuracy even after passing through obstacles without losing accuracy. That's exactly what this round was built for. The open-tip design might look simple, but inside it's engineered to stay intact and stable until it hits the target. Once it does, it's engineered for consistent terminal performance in demanding environments in unpredictable environments. One Marine described it as the round you trust when things get rough. Unlike older 5.56 loads that often broke apart too quickly, the SOST combines reliability with adaptability, giving forces confidence in both close-quarter encounters and medium-range shots. It's also lead-free in some versions, reducing environmental risks during training. Many see it as the balance point between old-school reliability and modern battlefield innovation. What makes it insane is not its power alone, but the fact that it was tailored specifically for real-world missions rather than sterile range tests. Soldiers didn't want theory. They wanted something that worked every time. That's why the MK318 earned such a strong reputation in Afghanistan and beyond. But if you thought this was impressive, wait until you see what number 4 can do, because it takes precision to the next level. Number 4, MK262 Mod 1, 5.5mm, 77 Grar OTM. Imagine a marksman on a rooftop, scanning a distant ridge in Afghanistan. The target is nearly 700 yards away, and ordinary 5.56 ammo simply wouldn't reach with enough precision. That's where the MK262 Mod 1 came into play. This round, with its heavier 77-grain open-tip match bullet, gave special operators a level of accuracy that almost felt unfair. It wasn't designed as just another bullet. It was crafted for precision shooters who needed confidence in every pull of the trigger. The story goes that during the early stages of the War on Terror, designated marksmen found themselves bridging the gap between standard infantry and full snipers. They needed something lighter than a 7.62 but deadlier than regular 5.56, and the MK262 answered that call. Operators often said it gave them sniper-like performance in a rifle they were already carrying. The round maintained stability in flight, resisted wind drift, and offered consistent grouping even at extended ranges. One American unit even credited it with changing the outcome of firefights where accuracy mattered more than volume of fire. What makes this bullet truly insane is that it stretched the limits of what people thought a 5.56 C45mm could do. Suddenly, soldiers were hitting targets far beyond what was once possible, and doing it with reliability. It blurred the line between carbine and sniper rifle, opening new tactical possibilities. But as shocking as that sounds, wait until you see number 3, because that one took versatility to a completely new dimension. Number 3, 300 AAC Blackout, Black Tip, TAC TX, 110 GR. Wow, subsonic loads, 220 GR. Now picture this, a team moving silently under the cover of darkness, every step calculated, every sound amplified by the still night. In these moments, noise discipline can mean the difference between mission success and total compromise. This is where the 300 AAC Blackout became legendary among special forces. Designed for versatility, it offered 2 personalities in one cartridge. The supersonic Black Tip at 110 grains delivered devastating power and accuracy at mid-range perfect when extra punch was needed. But swap it for the 220-grain subsonic load, and suddenly the same rifle became whisper quiet when paired with a suppressor. Operators loved it because they didn't need to change rifles to adapt. The ammo itself changed the game. One veteran described it as carrying two tools in one magazine. The subsonic rounds traveled slower than the speed of sound, cutting down on noise without sacrificing impact. Meanwhile, the supersonic loads offered battlefield strength that rivaled much larger calibers. What makes the 300 Blackout truly insane is how it redefined adaptability. Special forces could enter a building quietly with subsonic fire and then step outside into open terrain ready for longer engagements with supersonics, all from the same platform. This kind of flexibility was unprecedented and gave operators confidence in unpredictable combat zones. For many, it wasn't just ammo. It was a symbol of innovation that fit perfectly with the evolving demands of modern warfare. And yet, as groundbreaking as this was, number 2 shows how raw range and accuracy can turn a bullet into something unforgettable. Number 2, MK316 Mod 0 M118LR 7.62S 51mm. Long range. Imagine being perched high in the mountains, the wind biting cold with valleys stretching for miles below. In that silence, a sniper steadies his breathing, knowing the shot he takes could shift the balance of a mission. This is the world the MK316 Mod 0 and its predecessor, the M118LR, were built for. Chambered in 7.62 51mm, these long-range rounds became the backbone of precision shooting for Special Forces snipers. They weren't flashy, but they were dependable, and that reliability made them legendary. The M118LR, meaning long range, was known for its consistent velocity and accuracy, often reaching out past 1,000 yards with ease. Later, the MK316 Mod 0 refined that formula even further, tuned for tighter groups and more stable performance under harsh conditions. Operators trusted it in places where winds swirled unpredictably and distances felt almost impossible. One sniper once recalled how, even in shifting mountain winds, the round stayed true and hit exactly where it was aimed, something he described as confidence in brass form. What made this bullet insane wasn't explosive power or dramatic fragmentation, but the calm precision it gave shooters facing extreme distances. It represented patience, discipline, and the science of marksmanship. For many missions, it was the quiet hero rarely talked about outside the sniper community, but absolutely vital inside it. Yet, as impressive as the MK316 was for range, nothing compares to the sheer destructive reputation of number 1, the bullet so infamous, it's almost mythical. Number 1, MK211 Mod 0 Raufoss, 12.7 C99mm, 50 BMG HIAP. Now, we've arrived at the bullet that almost feels like something out of science fiction. Picture a special operations team needing to stop a vehicle that's barreling toward a checkpoint or disable enemy equipment from an extreme distance. Ordinary rounds wouldn't even scratch the surface, but the MK211 Mod 0, better known as the Raufoss, was built for exactly these impossible tasks. Chambered in the legendary 50 BMG, this round wasn't just heavy. It was engineered with a combination of high explosive, incendiary, and armor-piercing design. That's why many call it the Swiss Army knife of ammunition. Imagine firing one shot and not just penetrating armor, but also igniting fuel or damaging critical components. For Special Forces, it gave confidence that even against the hardest targets, they had an answer. Operators have described the sound of the 50 BMG echoing through valleys as unforgettable, but the Raufoss added an extra level of psychological impact. Of course, this round isn't something used casually. It's reserved for extreme scenarios where precision and devastating effect are absolutely necessary. What makes it insane is how it blurred the line between a rifle round and artillery, delivering battlefield-changing results in the hands of trained marksmen. In movies, you often see over-the-top ammunition, but the MK211 is one of those rare cases where reality might actually be more dramatic than fiction. And that's why it stands as number 1 on this list. A true symbol of what happens when technology and necessity collide on the battlefield.